Gemma, this is a very important question which hardly we see in the discourse of spiritual life. Even in big seminars, everybody talks about meditation, meditation. But how do we uproot desire? If you have desire and you are driven by ego and ambition, I must add, you can be sure that whatever one may profess, whatever meditation and experiences one is having, one is subject to lower nature. So, uprooting desire is not an easy task because it's a hydra headed monster. It takes several forms. But what you can start with is at least lead a life of moderation and balance. A very nice word in Indian thought, Sanyama. Sri Aurobindo speaks about it in one of his essays, Process of Evolution. So there are certain desires which are very deeply rooted in the biological instincts. Sexual desire, for example. And they're not so easy to root that I have told desire from my bleeding root. That comes actually at the end. So what do we do? That I'll take this example, though I've taken a whole thing on sexual desire, but any desire, it could be food or, sexual desire and ambition are more dangerous, so I'll touch upon these. So first is observe moderation and balance, which means make it more sattvic, bring it under mental control. Mind is the intermediary divinity. Sri Aurobindo uses the word mediator divinity. So what does the mind do? Mind cannot overcome it completely. Those who have tried know it. Mind can either suppress it very strongly, or the mind can play all kinds of tricks under the siege of these desires. So don't allow it to play games. It is. First thing is mental honesty. Mind should be able to recognize that yes, it's a desire, it's an ambition. These two things. Second step is moderation. Instead of things being crude, instead of things coming out blazonly and brazenly, learn to moderate them. For example, with regard to ambition, I'm just giving an example and I'm making it generalized not only here but anywhere. You want to be in a place because you feel that's the place you deserve, or whatever way. Let's say you are teaching and you feel you could be a better principal or a better professor or head of department. So, but you see that there are other competitors also. Now, brazen ambition is where you try to outsmart them, do all kinds of things, and you want to reach that place. This is dangerous, definitely. So, Sanyama would mean that, well, if it's my destiny, this ambition is still there. If the mother appoints me, okay, I'll be happy. There is ambition, you want to be there. But you leave it to the Divine Mother. You do your best. Anyways, one must do one's best. But leave it to the Divine Mother if she places you there or she doesn't place you there. If you reach that place, then be as a servant of the Lord. Then you may want to go to the next level. Follow the same procedure. And if in that process, if you are not given that place which you thought you deserved, and the mind and the vital react with unhappiness, tell them that you are not here to be happy in your old ways, but you have to be happy in service to the divine. In principle, it means Nishkam Karma. The way to cut the knot of desire is Nishkam Karma. So there will be sometime this canker of ambition, as he calls, from inside. We say Nishkam Karma, you don't want any immediate fruits, but you do want somewhere that maybe I should reach that chair. And as long as you are not within its reach, it's okay. Then one day you feel that somebody whom I may feel or you may feel is not more deserving. One always feels that one is more deserving. For some reason is there. That's when the test comes. If I am unhappy, that means behind the cover of Nishkam Karma, basically there was this canker of desire. So what should one do? One should know that wherever we are, that is the place Mother has kept for me. And very modestly, I must take advantage of that place, that situation, and do whatever task He has entrusted me, because every work is her work. It may come up again, it has to be trained. Now the crude vital parts, ambition and sexuality are the two most sticking parts. And both are as dangerous. Sexuality may come up again and again. So, one of the things is to keep remembering offering. One flows in the impulse, for example. All right. After that, don't go into a guilt trip. That is much worse. Pray. Pray even after the act. Pray during the act. See how it will melt away. Think of the mother. Ma, ma, ma. So that not even a drop of pleasure enters into you. So after some time you'll see the pleasure is gone. Completely shift, because there will be no pleasure. See, the mind has not flowed into the vital, because mind is the rasa grahana. It is the one which finally derives pleasure. If you don't involve the mind, a physical act will not give you pleasure without the engagement of the mind. So you disengage the mind. Mind can easily be disengaged. It can easily, especially after some time in the little practice, even before that. You have got into an act, now disengage the mind and turn it to the mother, ma, 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 offer it. And even if you are not able to stop, usually it will come to a halt. Instantly you will see that the entire desire evaporates. But even if not, you will see there is no pleasure. And when there is no pleasure, it's very easy to strike a blow. It's like the snake you have broken the poison fangs. And there will be no after effects also, because you have, during that state also, you have cried to her. And because you have cried to her, she enters into the darkness from where these impulses are springing. I'm not saying this should be done deliberately, but if it happens, I'm not saying you should deliberately raise the sexual impulse and then call the Divine Mother. No. The tantrics tried it. The left-hand path is this. Precisely because they wanted to transform this part. They did very elaborate rituals. But if one has, because these things will come up, it's human nature, don't develop that feeling, oh, it is bad, I am bad, this is bad, then one cannot overcome. One has to look at these things as they are. And there would be long periods when one will be overtaken, then long periods when one is freed. One feels almost one is gone, or it's completely gone. Then it may enter through the environing consciousness. It's a very sticky thing. Sexual and the ambition part. Very sticky. And one is, of course, very vigilant and sincere. It's not easy. But if you offer persistently, then eventually it will go. When it will go, it depends upon. But the other part of completely shunning the possibility outwardly, that leads to no cure. It only leads to drying up temporarily, but when it bounces back, it bounces in a very sinister way. So that's the way of the sannyas, where you dry up everything. In this yoga, you have to transform it. So this is the way slowly one has to work upon. Nishkam Karma is the thing, the word to be remembered. Equanimity is the test. That Nishkam Karma is working on track. And vigilance and sincerity to see, oh, I am not supposed to be working for ambition, but something in me is feeling, why this idiot is there? Maybe I would have been better. Why has the mother kept such a person? All these thoughts, catch them as they come up like worm. Throw them out. They will come back. Throw them out. They'll come back. But each time they'll become weaker and weaker. And then they will go eventually. It's a long journey. That's why I said one has to be very patient. This yoga, in fact, no yoga is done in a day. It is only modern that concept, 14 days. All this is not yoga, but bankam, things going under its name. But no yoga is done easily. You see, read the yoga of Vishwamitra, Vasishtha, all these people, how they went through all the challenges of life. So, one quality, 2-3 qualities needed in yoga, many are needed. One is patience, endless patience. Like Mahmud of Gauri, one thing good that one can learn from him, he kept attacking. After several failures, he kept attacking. Even the Trojan War, 9 years, they are just sitting. So, patience, perseverance, never to give up. Third, endurance. Because obviously it's one is going very well, rising, and then there is a fall. So one wonders how long, but be ready to endure even 1,000 wounds, 1,000 denials, and yet get up and walk. So one day you'll realize you have gone far, because while you were doing this, many other things were developing in your nature. And an unfailing trust and faith in the Divine Mother that to her grace nothing is impossible, absolutely nothing is impossible. And a present difficulty or even an impossibility is no sign that it will not be conquered tomorrow. Often, the light is nearest when darkness is densest. This has been the experience of many. I can say my experience too, I can share the same. Light is nearest when darkness is densest. With faith, steadily, gladly, keep going.